Hi everyone, welcome back to Keeping Up with the Chaldeans. I'm Anthony Toma, your host, and today we have Amber Harris, the Executive Director of the Oakland County Republican Party, and the Chair Vance Patrick.
The chair.
Hi guys, the chair in the chair. Thanks for coming out. I've had the opportunity of attending some luncheons and other events that you guys put on, and floored by the progress that you've made so far. And why don't you kick it off with talking about yourself a little bit, and then your position and what's going on in the Oakland County Republican Party these days.
Okay, I'll start. I'm Amber Harris. I'm the Executive Director over at the Oakland County Republican Party. I have been with the county party for about a year and a half, so I've seen the transition of administrations between Rocky to Vance in the past 4 months, and we just have a lot of exciting things coming up, a lot of events, engaging community, candidate recruitment, and a lot of amazing things because we have nowhere to go but up. And with the new chairman, it's the sky's the limit.
Awesome.
Vance Patrick, Oakland County Republican Party. I got involved when I ran in the 14th Congressional District, and you don't start necessarily that high up and expect something to happen. But I went all the way to the top and lost that race. But I tell you what, it got me in, and what I've been telling a lot of the people that run, I said, hey, don't leave the party once you run. You're a seasoned veteran, whether you win or lose now. You know the mistakes. You know when you're supposed to get your literature out. So that has been a huge asset with starting this. And then so when we were running for the position, we promised all the people in the community that we wanted to do more events, more fundraising, more outreach. And the community is starved for outreach. You have no idea how many people Amber goes up to and says, hi, I'm with the Oakland County Republican Party. They'll come up, they'll go, where have you been?
Yeah.
And so it's really exciting that people are coming out, and our events have been just killer on how many people we've had attending. And Amber sent out a donation letter the other day, and she's like, I love coming to work because there's checks in the mailbox every day. Yeah. So when there's checks coming in the mailbox every day, it tells you you're doing something right.
Yeah. And the landscape of Oakland County and Michigan is there for the taking. We need to kind of take it back and bring it back to the conservative values of the Republican Party. And what are we doing to make that happen?
Me? Okay, so there are a lot. Our messaging, we're finding, we're not getting our messaging out in the community. Canvassing, we haven't had a canvassing program, which means door knocking and going out into the community, probably since 2016, and even then we didn't have the best program. So we're lucky enough as a county party to have a whole canvassing software program now through IC 360, and we just got that about a month ago. And that's using a lot of data, using a lot of great resources. But basically what that means is we're able to be on par with the Dems of Oakland County. We've been behind the 8 ball for 5 months, and now we can hit the off season this summer, canvassing, knocking doors, getting into the community, touching people and asking them truly the right question, which is, what matters to you in your county? Yeah. What do you want to see? What is the difference you want to make? Because this taxation and the way our county is being run is not good for the future of our county.
How can someone get involved in helping with the canvassing?
So canvassing, join our email list, visit us at oaklandgop.org, sign up for our newsletters. We're going to have opportunities in the office calling for door knocking days, phone banking days, text messaging days, outreach days. We're going to look to be at events like Arts Beats and Eats and different events throughout the community in different cities when they have, parades and festivals. We want to be there with those tents and in those community organizations so that we can be a presence. And so to get involved with that, you just join our email list, get on our text messaging list, and Facebook, thank you. And just always come and kind of show up at events. And that's how I got involved.
I was just going to say, that's how you got involved.
That's how I got involved. You come to events, you meet the people, you fall in love with the people, you fall in love with the message and the cause, and you just get the warm fuzzies.
Yeah.
And you just keep coming around.
What are the short-term and long-term goals of the new Republican Party, the Republican Party in Oakland County as you two see it?
Let me start
now that you're at the helm.
Right. Let me start with I jump in but we talked to a statistician, and he said the first thing you need to do is find out what you need to do. So what we did was we put together a survey, and we sent it out, and we got about 350 responses from our 1,000 emails, or was it letter emails?
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, and they went out, and then so they came back, and that's been a great opportunity to see what the people of the Oakland County want.
Right.
So that's how we're focusing on giving the people what they want.
Yeah. And what that kind of looked like in the survey was we asked, what are the key issues to you? And it was public safety.
Yeah.
It was our elections and seeing what they look like now that Proposition 2 passed, which means we have early voting, more absentee ballot voting, and what was the other one? Oh, schools, kids.
Yeah, of course.
Kids, of course.
Kids should be at top.
It wasn't in that order.
Well,
absolutely.
I guess kids and safety are one and the same.
Yes.
Safety for the kids.
Safety for the kids, and that's where our message is going to be geared towards, and we're going to constantly, I don't want to say assure people because I don't think that's the right word, but we're constantly going to work towards gaining the trust of the community back, because when you leave, or I don't want to say abandon, but maybe abandon is the right word actually, when you abandon your constituents, and Republican Party has been non-existent in Oakland, you have to gain their trust back.
You know, one thing that I wanted to pile on, or jump on with that too, though, as Republicans, we do our thing. We go in on the first Tuesday in November, we pull the red handle, and then we go back to our cabin up north, or we go back to work.
Yeah.
We don't go back to the Republican office and start working on the next campaign or start working on the next issue. That's what the Democrats do. And so we have been complacent and just not taking this seriously, where they're a machine. They're literally they do this all year long. So that's what we're doing. And again, the way we're attacking it is by a youth outreach. We've got 4 kids in our youth outreach. They're hitting the schools, high school and colleges, as well as all these different events that we were talking about, getting out to the community and letting them know that, hey, there's an opportunity for you to get involved with like-minded people. Sure. And a lot of people have treated the Oakland County Republican Party in the past, we've heard, as a social organization, because when they're with this group, they want to not have to worry about talking about politically correct things. They want to just talk freely amongst themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
So, what do you say to those that don't know if they're Republican or Democrat? So, people that just want to live, exist, live freely, speak freely, enjoy life in a simple manner. What do you
Sounds
say
like
to those
Republican.
people?
We're all set. Thank you very much, everybody.
I love that question. That was a good question.
No, go ahead. You're hitting the nail right on the head.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're here for. I mean,
right.
we're not for craziness. We're so even keeled. Fiscal responsibility, safety for the kids, and then just minimize the government.
Yeah.
We don't need the government telling you to do this, do that. You just want to run your business and go to that cabin up north.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the social issues have dominated the narrative in the media or on social media, and I don't think that's Republicans. It's putting us in boxes, and it's putting everybody in boxes, right? If you're gay, you're in this box. If you're a female, you're in this box. If you're a certain race, you're in this box. And really, I think the Republican Party is unboxing you. It's freedom. You're free to live your life. Just don't impose your will on me, and I won't impose my will on you.
This all is going back to like the mindset of a child. We just want to all play in the same sandbox.
It's so easy.
And treat each other as human beings
It doesn't
and equals.
sound
That's
very
it.
difficult. You
No.
think, and we grew up that way.
We did,
And then it
yeah.
just seems like the left has gone lefter,
Yes.
and the right said, okay, we'll move a little to the left. We'll give you the gay marriage and things like that. But then the left didn't take that as a win. They moved farther left. And then so here we are. We're sitting there like, we've already given you something. So can we just get back to the basics?
Yeah.
And like you said, it's definitely challenging times.
It is. It's, when we're in an offendable world, there's nothing that can be said to not offend.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean,
Oh, you got-
I think we have like the top 5% that's on social media, and the way the mainstream media portrays everything, they're sensationalizing everything, and then people are jumping on, and then, people are taught to pick a side. We're all one. We're all Americans. We're all in the same.
Put your flag out.
Yeah, put your flag out. We're all in
Yeah.
the same boat. If the ship goes down, there's no survivors. Everyone's going in the water, and that's it. Then the sharks come in and eat us all. So we need to be one happy family, but it's got to be. Everyone's got to want to be part of the happy family and know their lane and understand where they fit, and to do that, we just have to be more accepting, more loving, more engaging.
I completely agree. That's what I want to do in this administration. And I said this one time on social media, and somebody goes, "That seems so Dem of you." And I just want to spread love. I go, well, that's so silly. If they coined love and you think that in your mind that me trying to spread love is Democrat, that's how they won.
Well, I think what happened was that, I was in the middle. Like, I was always in the middle, and then the left kept going more and more left, and then I'm standing there in the middle, and the middle shifted, and I'm like, I don't know,
Right.
no. And then so I consider myself a conservative now, which I'm not a conservative. I'm a fun-loving guy that wants everybody to live free. Live free, yeah. Live free, live long, enjoy your life, help each other, love thy neighbor, and God bless everybody.
I had 3 of my dad's first cousins. They have been coming to Christmas Eve dinner for 40 years, 45 years or something like that. When I was a kid, they've been coming over all the time.
Yeah.
And then my parents handed off the Christmas dinner to me. And when Trump won in 2016, my cousins called me up and they said, "We're not going to be able to be at your house for Christmas Eve this year." I'm like, "Oh, did something come up?" "Well, we don't feel safe in your home."
Oh my God.
That's what happened. And
It's
when
a shame.
Biden got in and he said he wanted to unite the party, yet the first thing Kamala Harris says is that I wouldn't take that shot that he created. There's not party unity, and that's what he ran on. And it's unfortunate that if you would have just said, you know what, Trump made the shot, and that was the first attempt at trying to wrap your hands around the pandemic. But again, this party of unity is not anywhere close to being trying to unite the country.
That's evident. It's as plain as anything, plain as day. It's black and white. There's a lot of hatred on one side or the other, but it's just, I just wish that we could just live in unity and everyone be happy, but you have to take the evil out of the one side that's so far gone and brainwashing everybody, and it's terrible.
Peacefully protesting, yet there's buildings burning in the background.
Yeah, that's terrible. It's a dangerous time, but a lot of it is sensationalization, sensationalism. Sensationalism.
I was
There you
gonna
go.
Desensitized sensationalism.
Yeah.
Hey.
No, because I'd say people are so desensitized emotionally.
That's true too.
Yeah.
And that's why nothing shocks us.
Yep.
We keep going down where it's like, oh, the news cycle is so fast that somebody the other day in our media department at OCRP goes, "You have to give me 24-hour notice before sending out something." And I go,
It's over within
There's
24
no way. It's like it happens now. We have to comment on it now. In politics, it's so fast.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think Oakland County, I think we're ready for a change. I think we saw, and this is as a county party, when you said it was a social club, it could be a social club.
Sure.
We had the great L. Brooks Patterson, everything was great. We never thought this was going to happen. And then stuff, unfortunately, went south, and the county commission
Gave themselves a raise.
well, that's besides that though. Beforehand, the history of Oakland County was under the Republican County Commission, they gave themselves the power to draw the maps, never thinking that they would ever lose majority. And so what happened this last cycle is they lost majority, and the Dems redrew the maps, and they lessened the county commission from 21 seats down now to 19. And people look at those 19 seats as unwinnable. And I look at it as a fun challenge. There's nothing unwinnable when you change hearts and minds, and that's all it is.
Well, another thing is too that we've been talking to a lot of people. They say, and again, I'm newish into politics. I just started in 2018 and a half, and people say, oh, I don't do politics. I go, do you do $4 gas? Well, yeah, that's something's got to suck. I go,
That was me.
that's
That was me.
yeah. So I mean, we like we said earlier, you didn't do politics, but now politics outside that door. That's all
doing
you talk
you?
about. Every job site that I'm on, all my construction job sites are on, everybody wants to talk politics. The electricians, the plumbers, the carpenters, everybody wants to talk politics,
Yeah, it's front and center these days. It's crazy.
And
as opposed to the Lions.
Yeah,
and the thing is
they're
that
kind of front and center too now.
Yeah.
everybody can get involved, and it is.
Yeah.
And people shy away from it because they're like, well, I don't know anything, I don't know this, I don't know that. I've been around since 17, he's been around since 18, and now we're leading the party. And the fresh faces, the reception we're getting from even the older time people, it's welcoming. So
Good.
we're a very welcoming organization to new people that want to try to run for office. And
Yeah.
we're building our bench because the bench has crumbled over the past 5 years because people are so polarized that it is hard to jump into the water. But once you jump in, you're so supported that we all kind of rise together.
You know, when you said, how can you join? It's funny that we've had people that said, I didn't know I could be a member. I thought I had to be elected or something.
Right.
No, come on. Pay your $50 and jump in. The water's nice.
There you go. What could the Chaldean community do to help bring stability back to Oakland County?
I think the Chaldean community is so important, and that is what we kind of highlighted in our April month was communities, different ethnic communities, different sectors of people in our Oakland County, and the Chaldean community makes up such a huge part of that. And this past couple of weeks ago, we had a 500 Club breakfast, and we highlighted a panel, and the panel discussed, outreach to the Chaldean community, to the Asian community, and to the Indian community. And then we have a Taste Around the World event on this Friday, April 28th, where we're highlighting different cultures. Every room's going to be a different culture. We're all coming together and embracing our melting pot, because that's where we are as a community.
Is one culture going to be able to go in the other room?
Yeah. Oh.
There's a wall.
There's a wall. Okay.
We did build a wall. But, oh my God.
Well, with the culture, with the ethnic communities, though, it was really interesting to have the Chaldean, the Indian. This sounds like the beginning of a joke. Chaldean, Indian, and walk into a bar. No, but each one of the ethnicities said that our first generation people that are coming to the United States, they don't realize that they're actually probably Republican because of their family values.
Yep.
Exactly. And the Democrat Party is getting to them before we can get to them. So we've got Hema, who's the chair of the 6th Congressional District down south there. She's came up with a brilliant idea that we need to engage these people at their citizen ceremonies, and then hand them a flag and say, "Welcome to America," and come on over. Let's have a celebration for you and your family.
There you go.
And that's, I think, a great way to engage.
Yeah, for sure. When you put a bunch of successful people, first generation, second generation, third generation, in a room together, they all find out, they realize that they have so common values and common goals and way more in common than they thought, even if they're Republican, Democrat, whatever they thought they were. But when you lay it out on the table, like for me, the eye-opening moment was that that's not, you're not describing me anymore. You're describing something else, and now all of a sudden I'm Republican.
Sorry.
You're labeled.
Yeah.
Right. But I think what's so amazing about Chaldeans is your faith. And the faith in God is the center of focus of the community. And that's what we need to take into society, because when you have that hope, when you have that basis, when you have that rock, we can build upon that. And the good law-abiding citizens, right? That's what we need. We need accountability. We need God-fearing women and men to step up to run for office. And I think the Chaldean community embraces that and those values.
In God we trust.
Amen.
So, Jim Manna, we want you.
Yeah, exactly.
We did talk about that previous, yes. So if you're watching, absolutely, would love to talk to Jim Manna. We're gonna set that up.
I'll be calling you, Jim.
That's a promise or a?
It's a promise. Well, actually, I would have. I'm before you see this, I would have already called you. So thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, and thank you for your service.
Yes, we'll talk soon about your canvassing and setting up your whole plan and your run. It'll be great.
There you go.
He hasn't asked yet.
He's in.
He's in.
He's in.
But I love the community, and it was just embracing, and that's what, again, the Dems are so good at messaging. Oh, it's so good. You get in, the Republicans don't like immigration. No, we love immigration. We don't like the people that come in across the border unchecked, uncertified.
It's dangerous.
And get, absolutely, and get benefits before the people that have been here waiting for 5 years.
So real quick on that immigration thing, and you're talking about coming in with a job. My sister's doing the genealogy thing, and she literally just found out just a couple days ago. My grandfather came over from England, from Wigan, England, and he landed in Ellis Island. 3 days after he stepped in New York, he had already submitted his application to a coal mine in Indiana.
Yeah.
3 days.
That's the way it worked.
Exactly. Exactly.
Amazing.
That is the way it worked. So the Chaldean community, what we can do, door knocking, what else do we got to combat this
Fundraising.
fundraising? Okay.
Fundraising is
Fundraising's
huge. Jinx.
Jinx.
No, and we're joking about it, but no, it's not. Because I was doing a presentation at a restaurant, and the guy that invited me, he's going, I want you to do a presentation to these old guys. And he's like, these are old guys. And so I'm like, all right. So I get there, and they said, how are you going to save Oakland County, Vance? I'm like, I'm not going to save Oakland County. We're going to save Oakland County.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
so we start off by saying, well, it's all about the message, isn't it? And I said, the message, it doesn't matter what the message is. It matters about delivering the message.
Yeah.
So the message is important. But let's say, and again, we were on Woodward. I said, and it was at the Kingsley. I said, all right, let's say my message is free donuts at the Kingsley.
Yeah.
Okay? So I'm going to go scream at every single car that's driving 60 miles an hour down Woodward right now, screaming, free donuts at the Kingsley. Not too many people are going to come in for a free donut.
Yeah.
But you donate $20 to me, I'll go get a sign, and I'll make a sign that says free donuts at the Kingsley. Guess what? We're going to get people to come in for free donuts at the Kingsley. Now, if you really want to double down, why don't you give me $5,000, and I'll put a message on the radio that targets every single one of those cars driving up and down Woodward. Guess what? We're going to sell out of donuts.
Yeah.
It's not just
not.
about the message. It's all about the money.
Yeah. And that's how we support our candidates. And there's going to be a lot of great candidates to support with our candidate recruitment effort. We are doubling down.
Who's on the bench? Who's on the wish list?
Oh, man.
Can we even divulge that
We
information?
we courted Kevin Rinke for a little while because when he has greater aspirations, but we courted him for a while, and I think what that courting did was really got him interested in the county, and he's like, wow, you guys are doing so much in the county, so he's coming around.
He's at
doing
a lot of our events.
He is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that courting led into developing a relationship, which led into him taking a bigger interest at the county level, because we really could win Michigan if we focused in Oakland.
Of course.
We stop the bleeding here, we flip it red, the whole state goes red.
Well, there's a lot of money here too that can be dispersed and used to help leverage other elections.
Exactly. And so Kevin was great. We were courting him. I'd love to keep the Patterson name alive, so that's all I'm gonna say with that.
All right.
And then as far as, county commissioners go, there are 4 active seats. People don't think it's winnable. I think focusing on such areas
What
as
does that
Troy.
mean?
So we have 19 commissioners.
Okay.
We are at a 6-13 split, so the Dems have 13 seats, which makes it a super majority, and people are scared of that. Again, it's a optimistic challenge to me. So we need to win 4 of those seats to get us back.
Okay.
Even 3 would be a win.
Well, 3 would be a win, but I think 4, we can for sure win 2, the Rochester Auburn Hills one and the one in Wixom, Commerce. Those are winnable seats. Those we should have won last time. And
what makes an
unfortunately-
unwinnable seat?
And this again, I think is it's the area, right? So Southfield. Are we going to play in Southfield? No, but we have to chip away at Southfield. We have
Who's
to
in
go there.
Southfield right now?
We don't even know.
Oh, okay.
That's how far gone it is. It's like,
Oh.
do we look at that? Angela Powell, I know, is in Pontiac. Pontiac, again, is a seat that the Republicans don't think has been winnable, and a lot of people don't think it's winnable, but I'd love to go into Pontiac because I think that the people that have been disenfranchised for 70 years are the people that would wake up the fastest, and that's Pontiac.
2 stories about chipping away. When I ran for Congress, we did a lot of work in Southwest Detroit, and our signs were everywhere in Southwest Detroit. And after that election, again, we lost to Brenda Lawrence, but the needle literally moved. I mean, you can see the count of how much seats we turned in Southwest Detroit. And so it makes a difference. It really does. And then when another precinct that we were talking about, we said, you know what, we got to go door knocking in Royal Oak Township. And Royal Oak Township is that little.
is that?
It's not Royal Oak.
Okay.
It's 8 Mile and like Coolidge. It's
Oakland County.
It's Oakland County. But when we went to go there, it was your typical Mad Max scene where cars on blocks and 8-foot high fence around the school with a burn barrel in the front yard. And so we go stand out there with one of the guys that was helping us, and we pull up and he looks out, he's like, we don't need to do this. I said, we promised we were going to do this. So what I'm getting at is we get out of the car, we talk to the people, we talk to some independents or they were working the polls, and when we left, they want the exact same things we wanted.
Yeah.
Safe schools, clean streets, and a good environment for their kids to grow up in. So the independents took my literature and said, we'll hand your stuff out for you. So again, it's just getting out and making a difference in those communities. Put the effort in.
And
You'll be
they're there.
surprised at what happens.
Yeah. So, but those seats, could we win? No. Could we do a 15% chip? That'd be awesome. But there's still 30% seats further away from Republicans. So there are 4 seats. We talked before off the show. I think West Bloomfield's very winnable. I think West Bloomfield compromises of the Jewish community, a lot of Chaldean community. And again, Democrats have put people in boxes, right?
Yeah.
And no, the West Bloomfield is a winnable seat, and I'd like to target West Bloomfield in general. So anybody that wants to run for office, there are state rep seats up in West Bloomfield, there's county commission seats, as well as trustees seats. So West Bloomfield's really near and dear to my heart. I live in Commerce. So.
Sure. So with everything that you said that everybody wants, how is it that the Democratic Party can run on those values and those promises and then not deliver time and time again and then just keep getting the vote?
The news cycle.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the news cycle. It's playing off those emotions when it matters the most to get them all psyched up, and then the news cycle switches. And that's why, they could play off abortion and the high emotions that brings. And then now it's, they're really coming after the gun control and guns. So they play off these high emotion situations and the media runs with it.
Yeah, I think abortion totally just killed us.
It
Oh, that
did.
was our
Killed
loser
us.
for sure.
It was our Achilles heel. The messaging behind it was horrible. Our candidates were too extreme. And unfortunately, it is a popular position up until a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
And it's just,
So it seemed like the Democratic Party was playing chess, and the Republicans were playing checkers. Like, how didn't anyone see that coming? Like the Roe v. Wade. Well, how did the Supreme Court decide at that moment to rule?
It was unfortunately a perfect storm because
Yeah,
the
put it
Republicans.
off.
Well, the Republicans have always ran on overturning Roe v. Wade, but
Yeah,
they really. I mean, this is what I was told when I was
It was a
running.
pipe
We
dream.
really don't want it
Yeah.
because then we won't have anything to talk about.
Right.
And then it happened, and then it happened at the exact wrong time.
and that's what I tell people nowadays is when you go to the doors, we never have to say the A word again. Because we don't. Now Prop 3 passed, it's so extreme. I say let them drown in their extremism. And And the stats are that more babies are actually being saved now in Michigan, which is, it's a blessing. And that's what I said. We have to focus on the pregnancy centers now as Republicans. We have to focus on showing love. We have, as Republicans or as conservatives, to show women love so they will love their baby. Like, it's not, we should never have to have the government dictate what we can and can't do with our bodies either way. And
It's true.
I think that we just show women and love. Everybody love.
Agreed. Maybe that's how we end the show.
Okay.
On love.
Love.
On love.
Group hug, or how do you want to do it?
Love thy neighbor.
Absolutely.
That is so true. And then just real quick, we're not extremists. We are just normal people that want to go to work, put your head down, and then live your life without the disruption, interference, and the noise that we're getting right now.
Or the taxation. Oh,
Taxation,
the
too.
taxation.
It's more the spend than the tax, right? So if there was, better spending,
Yes.
less spending, you wouldn't need to print all this phantom money.
Yeah.
That is going to kill the economy. It's going to
Drive away businesses.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I think Oakland County Republican Party, if we want to leave it with anything, it's going to be smarter spending, safer schools, smarter spending.
Safer schools. For
No,
sure.
it was safer streets, successful
Safer streets.
schools.
Okay. Oh yeah, I like that.
That's good. Successful schools, smarter spending, safer streets. Because,
I'm in.
yeah, let's do this.
All right. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank
It was eye-opening, refreshing. Thanks for your time and all the energy that you're putting into the party and the people.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, my pleasure.